It's a strange feeling. We used to whisper our secrets to close friends, or maybe write them in a diary with a little lock on it. Now, we type them into a text box, hit enter, and wait for a machine to tell us what to do.
It is the modern confessional, isn't it? Except in this version, the priest takes notes, makes copies, and potentially uses your confession to teach a million other priests how to be better listeners.
That is a terrifying image, but it gets to the heart of what I want to dig into today. We use ChatGPT for everything now, debugging code, drafting legal emails, even therapy. But where does that data actually go? If I'm trying to keep my digital life private, is using ChatGPT basically just opening the front door and yelling my business into the street?
It's not quite yelling in the street, but it's definitely not a soundproof room. It's more like a glass box. You feel private because you're alone in the room with your computer, but the walls are transparent. The default setting for most users on the free or plus plans is that your conversations are fair game. They are used to train the model.
Right? Training the model. We hear that phrase constantly. But what does it practically mean for the person who just pasted their quarterly financial report into the chat to get a summary?
It means that specific data structure, the phrasing, and potentially the facts contained within that report become part of the massive data set the AI learns from. Now, OpenAI isn't malicious. They aren't trying to steal your quarterly earnings. But the system digests patterns. If you feed it sensitive proprietary info, you are effectively putting that info into the brain of the AI. There is a non-zero chance that down the line, the AI could regurgitate a piece of that information in a different context.
Okay, so step one for anyone listening who is sweating right now, stop feeding the beast.
Exactly. The very first thing you need to do, and honestly, do this while you're listening to us, is go into your settings. Look for data controls. There's a toggle there, usually labeled Improve the Model for Everyone or Chat History and Training. Turn that off.
That feels like the do not track button on a browser. Does it actually work, or is it a placebo?
It works, but it comes with a trade-off. When you turn off training, you usually lose the ability to keep your chat history accessible in the sidebar. It becomes a temporary experience. It's the incognito mode of AI.
Which is annoying if you want to go back and find that brilliant marketing slogan it wrote for you 3 days ago.
Precisely. That's the friction. Privacy often comes at the cost of convenience, but there is a middle ground. You can keep history on, but manually archive or delete specific chats. However, even if you delete a chat or turn off training, OpenAI retains that conversation on their servers for 30 days.
30 days? Why?
Safety monitoring. They need to scan for abuse, terrorism, harmful content, things like that. So even if you opt out, there is a 30-day window where that data sits in a purgatory accessible to their systems. And this is the part people forget, potentially accessible to human reviewers.
Wait, humans? Actual people?
Yes. To align these models and ensure they are safe, human contractors review samples of conversations. So if you are pasting your medical records to ask about a rash, just remember, it might not just be an algorithm processing that. It could be Dave in a cubicle somewhere, reading about your dermatology issues.
Poor Dave. Okay, so settings are one layer, but let's talk about sanitization, because sometimes we have to paste complex stuff to get the job done. How do we do that safely?
This is the most crucial skill to learn. You have to treat the AI like a smart intern you don't fully trust yet. You wouldn't hand a stranger your credit card, but you might ask them to hold your wallet. You need to scrub the personal identifiable information, PII, before you hit send.
Give me an example. Let's say I'm fixing a resume.
Don't paste the resume with John Doe 123 Maple Street phone number. You replace those with placeholders. You write candidate name and address redacted. If you're pasting code, that remove the API keys and server addresses. If you're pasting a legal contract, change the company names to Company A and Company B.
So you strip the identity but keep the structure.
Exactly. The AI doesn't need to know who you are to help you. It just needs the context of the problem. You are anonymizing the input. It takes an extra 30 seconds, but it ensures that even if that data is ingested, it's useless. It's just a template, not a dossier on your life.
That makes sense. It's like blurring the faces in a photograph. The composition is still there, but the identities are gone. What about the temporary chat feature? Is that different from just turning off history?
It's similar. Temporary chat is a specific mode where the conversation starts with a blank slate. It won't remember what you talked about yesterday. This is great for one-off sensitive tasks. But again, the 30-day retention policy for safety usually still applies on the back end. There is really no such thing as zero data footprint, unless you are running a local model on your own hard drive,
Which is a whole other technical hurdle for most people.
right? If you are using ChatGPT, you are using someone else's computer. That's the bottom line.
It seems like the ultimate solution here isn't technical, it's behavioral. It's about changing how we view the tool.
That's the profound shift. We treat AI like a confidant because it sounds human. It uses natural language, it apologizes, it uses emojis. It creates a false sense of intimacy. But you have to constantly remind yourself, this is a predictive text engine owned by a corporation.
It's a harsh reality check. We are trading our data for a superpower. We get instantaneous knowledge, coding help, and creative writing, and the price of admission is a little piece of our privacy.
And that price might get higher as these models get better at connecting the dots. If you tell it about your job today, your health tomorrow, and your family next week, a sufficiently advanced system could build a psychographic profile of you that is more accurate than your own mother's understanding of you.
So, the verdict?
Toggle the settings to stop training. Sanitize your inputs relentlessly, never give it names, numbers, or secrets. And ultimately, never type anything into that box that you wouldn't be comfortable seeing on the front page of a newspaper, albeit a very boring newspaper.
The daily AI logs. Not a bestseller, but definitely a privacy nightmare. It's a good reminder that in the age of AI, silence, or at least redacted silence, is still golden.
Absolutely. Use the tool, master the tool, but don't let the tool master your secrets.
We'll leave it there. A bit of paranoia is healthy when the walls are made of glass. Thanks for breaking this down.
Anytime. Stay safe out there, and please don't forget to like and share.